snacks.
Spice guy?
I am. We live.
That explains a
What
lot.
to do, snackers and snackettes? It's cutscenes, and cutscenes are.
The best part of the game.
It's a fact. Hey, listen, hold on. Hey, Jokes, look. I need you to put a little swag on that thing, man, because you over here letting Fresh Cut Jones hit you with the swagger real hard. You know what I'm saying? When he do the joint, he put the
I got an eyebrow raise or whatnot ever.
Smooth Coat 45 style, bro. And I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just not there.
All right, man.
You know what I'm saying? You just not there.
Sadly, I can't get the nice, fresh, like shape up lineup anymore, so that's out the window. So I got.
You can. It just gotta be around here.
Tighten it up.
That's all. You can, you know what I mean? Tell Sin, you know what I'm saying? Give you the number to his stylist, you know, at the salon.
He ain't gonna give it to me because he gonna end up setting me up with the wrong one.
What? No, she'll hook you up, bro.
See? I believe it. Hey, so listen. Snack X's. I'm Gage, and Sin and Jokes are definitely in the building. We have a lot to talk about. This week was real heavy video games, and well, on cutscenes, we get together and we talk about video games. So let me just start by shouting out Tony and Ellis, both in the comments. How are we, gentlemen? It's always good to see y'all. We've had some great back and forth between us all.
I don't expect anything different from this evening.
Are you excited, Ellis? Are you excited for pumpkin season at the Trader Joe's? Is that a Oh, you got the curls on. You got the curls on fleek. I don't think that's a thing they say anymore, Ellis. So I don't think that's still a thing.
Like I have curls, like that's just like it's my hair. I got a little something in it, but my hair's curly anyway.
It is. It is.
Yeah,
see what happens when you stop wearing the hat? You know what I'm saying? They actually get to see.
You got a point. You got a point.
You know what I mean? They don't know. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, I mean, I got time for this, Ellis. Yeah. I dig pumpkin season. Trader Joe's, I don't really do the Trader Joe's, but I don't have anything against Trader Joe's. I just ain't been there. But I dig pumpkin season. Now, I'm not a pumpkin spice.
No sir.
Kind of guy.
No sir.
Although, on some snack bite, your boy might have came across some pumpkin spice pretzels the other day.
Spice pretzels?
Hey, bro, it might just have to go down. I'm just saying.
It's the season where everything will have a pumpkin spice edition of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense, right? Like right now, it would be a good time to do that. What they don't have is a pumpkin spice version of the PlayStation 5, and that is what we're getting ready to talk about, ladies and gentlemen. So, look, let's just jump face first or feet first? What y'all want to do?
Face first, I guess. Shoot, we gonna face first.
Face first, face plant joint. Yesterday, PlayStation had a PS5 showcase.
Sure enough.
40 minutes of blazing hot fire.
Solid. Very much so.
That showcase was the E3 we've been waiting for.
I'm sorry.
Hands down. Smoking. Now, let me say on the top of this, because we're going to tear the joint apart, talk about what happened and all that.
I gotcha.
Yeah, I saw that Walmart's getting another 9 p.m.
Oh, I'm on the website right now. They've updated their website.
It's supposed to be that the Slim was supposed to go live at 8. And, I mean, not the Slim, the discless, the digital joint was supposed to go live at 8. And the disc version was supposed to go live at 9.
Yeah,
but
it looks like they're going to do both at the same time now.
They're both of them at 9 now. Okay. Speaking of a PS5 drop, as Ellis mentioned, PlayStation dropped the ball a little bit yesterday.
Just a little bit.
They were on smoke with it. They was coming down the lane, crossing up, doing their thing. They fumbled a little bit at the, you know what I'm saying? At the goal line.
Try to dunk it.
They had the easy layup.
All rim. All rim.
But couple things. I want to start by talking about Final Fantasy 16. rumored for quite some time to be a thing that was probably going to show up at the showcase.
Mm-hmm.
Showed up in pure high
Yes.
Yes,
Square
it did.
Enix fashion.
Yes,
Came out the
it
gate with it.
How y'all feeling about that?
Pretty good.
What up, Perk? Xbox gang, I feel you.
I'm highly interested. I've always loved the Final Fantasy franchise. Still, probably my favorite franchise to this day. I'm more interested in the direction this one is taking. So, because it looks like it's giving a Witcher 3, maybe Dark Souls kind of vibe while working still with the 15 engine. The vibe I was getting at is going back to the more old medieval kind of their world of medieval style. So I'm interested to learn more and see exactly what these gameplay elements are, story elements, stuff like that. But to see it, I'm excited and I'm amped for it.
So, I'm with you 100%. Tony, I think we don't see this game until at least 2022. This game's not coming out next year.
No.
I think that's about right.
It's not coming out next year.
That'd be nice, but
It is console exclusive. Here's part of why I say it's not coming out next year. One, they didn't give a date. So that's usually first, you know what I mean? And let me put this up front. This is the kind of issue that I always have with PlayStation conferences. They do conferences and they have trailers and just drop banger after banger after banger, but they give you stuff that's not coming for so long that it doesn't really matter right now. Okay? So, build up the anticipation, get people excited, whatever. Final Fantasy 16, going just by what the traditions of Square Enix are, especially when it comes to Final Fantasy, may not look much at all like what we saw yesterday. From 13 to 15, to like just the changes and things that they make, they do things that just, they throw you a bone, it's coming, it's a real thing. That's really all you can honestly take from it.
true.
I'm not excited about the direction that it looks like it's going. It doesn't feel like Final Fantasy to me. It feels more like, Sin and I had this conversation yesterday. It feels like they're going for a slightly more realistic 18th century kind of thing. It feels more like it's supposed to take place here on Earth at some point in time, maybe in like an alternate timeline. It doesn't feel the fantasy part of it, other than the fact that they were riding chocobos, it's not there for me. You know what I mean? And with 15, that mix of like, we are riding in essentially a Cadillac. You know what I'm saying? A drop-top Cadillac down the street, trying to bring in some of that vibe of something that felt more up to date. This is taking it back a step. It's like an updated version that's backdated for what they already did.
They put out 9 when they went just medieval. When they just went medieval with it, then they went back to what they were kind of doing before.
Right. I mean, when 9 was like straight up old school Final Fantasy, like Black Mage in the straw hat with the blue, looking like Orko, like no eyeballs joint. Hey, Jokes, you know who Orko is? All right, as a character from He-Man, I understand. Never mind. What's up, Alfonso? If they had a Kingdom Hearts 4 tease,
Nah.
that would have been terrible because
no.
they're not ready for that. You know, you're not getting another Kingdom Hearts 4 until
20 years.
20
years.
So they brought out Part 4, Part 3 remix, Part 3 Undying Love,
Part
all this crazy
3.2.
Yeah. So look, Final Fantasy does look dope. Like, it's not like we saw gameplay or anything. We just saw a long extended trailer. Again, fire joint though. You know, the very first joint says running on a PC emulating PlayStation 5. So you know it's not even running on a PlayStation 5, and you know that they can run things on a PlayStation 5. That game is not ready. So a couple of years. It does say console exclusive. It's probably a timed exclusive, if I had to guess. What do y'all think?
Oh no, it definitely is a time exclusive, because I know at the end of the actual trailer it said, and I forget this specific what it said, but it was like console exclusive for limited time or something like that at the very end of it, at the bottom of the screen.
Specific for PC. You know what I mean? Like, we know it's going to be on PC. Like, they did say that it's going to be on PC.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't necessarily mean it's coming to Xbox. But I think it's probably a timed exclusive and eventually will come to Xbox just because Microsoft has managed to get such a strong relationship with Final Fantasy very recently. This is a deal that was probably done before all that happened, bringing all the Final Fantasies to Game Pass and all that. It's probably a timed exclusive.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this. Hey, listen, somebody said there's a cursor on my face. Can you fix that joke? Why I got a cursor on my face?
It ain't there now.
What's wrong with you? You trying to pick my nose. Let's talk about Miles Morales. Let me start by saying, that's how you start a show.
Yeah.
You hear me? Yo. That's how you start a show. You put Miles on deck. Let me see what's really happened. Give me some actual gameplay. People have been sicing this joint, talking about it like, ooh, that Miles Morales though. Yeah, it's cool though. It's cool. Like, if anybody's gonna get excited about a Spider-Man joint, you're talking to the one.
Yeah, you're talking to the guy right there.
You're talking to the one. I almost crashed trying to watch that joint driving home yesterday.
Sir, I need you to be better about that.
But let me tell you something. Miles Morales was the one reason to pick up a PS5.
Intel?
It was. But like I said, like I told you, like I called it, they've been lying to you the whole time. Because if you remember, Sony believes in a straight up, we don't do this old, you can play your old games on the new one. You want to play the new joint? You better get a PS5.
Yep.
Yesterday,
they turned that around.
Quite clear.
Real quick.
Quite contrary.
Oh, yeah.
Miles Morales will absolutely be on the PlayStation 4. And I called it for the very reason that I'm telling you they did this. There are way too many people who own PlayStation 4s for them to not get that money.
Yeah.
You can't pass that money up. Secondly, it's probably also affected by the fact that it is probably going to be very hard to get a PlayStation 5.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
If they could meet the numbers, they probably would do it. But it does not make sense from a monetary standpoint to lock that game
to the PS5.
To that system.
Mm-hmm. Not at least right now.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So when Ellis hit me this morning and was like, get that PS5? No, sir. No, I did not. Because my Miles Morales will be on my PS4, and I get the free upgrade to the PS5 version because I'm going to do digital. And I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you want the Ultimate, you can only get the Ultimate Edition on PS5. What does that get you? Can y'all tell me?
Get you the original Spider-Man game in Miles Morales.
Okay.
It gets you the original Spider-Man game, up-resed and more people and all that or whatever, PS5, and get you Miles Morales. You can only do that on PS5.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Now, you can only upgrade if you have the digital version from PS4 to PS5.
Of Miles Morales or the original?
Yes.
One?
Of Miles Morales.
Do we know if the original one will up-res if you have it digitally?
The original one, as of right now, is not going to be available any other way on PS5 unless you buy the Ultimate Edition.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Oh, because here's the other thing they left out. What happened to that backwards compatibility? All right, we're going to get to that in a second. Yeah, they are. They finesse is real. Like, they really just doing the same thing. Listen, they spent a lot of time trying to make it look like Xbox was doing something wrong to y'all by letting y'all actually bring your stuff from the last generation into this one and respecting the money that you already spend in their ecosystem. We don't believe in that. We don't do that. Well, guess what else is also coming to PlayStation 4? Y'all want to throw it out there?
Which one am I missing here?
Horizon.
Oh, yeah.
The new Horizon, big Sony first party exclusive joint. Coming to PlayStation 4, dog. And that joint ain't coming no time soon.
Nope.
They got plans to support the PlayStation 4 for at least another 4 years. They have to. Right? So,
like you said, too many of them in the wild.
Right now, listen, gameplay link on Miles Morales, they are saying that technically the game is a $40 game.
Mm-hmm.
It's 70 if you get the Ultimate Edition, which basically means you're paying 30 to re-get
Yeah.
Right.
the other one. And it technically counts as a second title because they actually said in the post, like, you can re-get all the trophies again. So, like, you can replay it and get all the, like, I platinum that joint. That's my only platinum. So when you talk to the guy about the Spider-Man joint, that's the one. They are saying that it is along the lines of, like, Uncharted Lost Legacy. It technically was supposed to be more like DLC, that they just kind of added more to it until it felt more like something that they could release solo. So, you know, the first game was probably, if you really did everything, like 40 hours. I don't imagine this is that long. I'm going to say that this is half of that to 3/4 of that.
Yeah.
So, maybe 30 hours.
And
depending on if you know, decide to do everything, you'll probably be able to knock out the story in
12,
20, 10, 15 to 20, give or take. So again, I find that really interesting. You're right, Ellis. Time exclusives it's a very, very, very strategic move. It is so important to grab mindshare, and Sony did a lot of that yesterday. So let's talk about Hogwarts, because that joint looked like fire. It's been rumored that Avalanche has been working on this game for years now. There was some leaked footage and stuff that came out like earlier this year or towards the end of last year. There is some controversy around it.
Of course.
Because, you know, J.K. Rowling is not a lot of people's favorite person right now. Just very transphobic statements and so forth.
Ellis, it's not.
It's not. It's actually not exclusive. It's on the Xbox.
Almost got me until I went to
almost
got me, and I went to their website. Like, they hit up a link a little bit later on. I was like, yeah, get a little more info about the game. Went over there, scrolled to the bottom, and had everything at the bottom. I was like, ooh, Sony, you almost really got me there.
I didn't believe that one was going to be exclusive.
I didn't either. Yeah. I didn't think it was exclusive. I mean, they didn't say console exclusive. No. When it ran.
It was like, I thought they said like it was some type of they used some type of exclusive thing, but I think it was just like a misplay on words to make it seem like that it was like an exclusive title or something like that. There was like a misplay on words when it came up.
You misplayed it.
Hey, they had me. I was like, ooh, my PS5.
Hey, Slim, you also was the person yesterday who was ready to argue with me about the fact that they dropped a date for Final Fantasy, and I was like, there's no date on the joint. I just watched the trailer.
Yeah, I missed that. Yeah, I thought I did, but yeah,
I'm like, nah, I said 2021. Nah, dog, you made that up, dog. Like, I don't even know. I want that joint next year. Like, you just made that up. Like, nah, no date.
Yeah, I'm not even the biggest. I'm not even the biggest fan of
make it seem like their stuff is exclusive. That's not a new thing. And again, it's a brilliant marketing strategy because you want the mindshare. Like, you want people to think that in order to play this game, they have to get it, you know, on this. Which is why it's important for them as companies to be the one to get to reveal the trailer. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of publishers just kind of ain't really playing that game anymore. So here's what else did y'all see that stood out to you from the showcase? Because again, the showcase was fire. I'm glad we didn't see any bug snacks. Not amped for that at all. What else did y'all see that stood out? What did you like?
Definitely, I mean, definitely everything we pretty much talked about were the big things, but you know, I mean, we saw Call of Duty. I mean, they gave us, like, we're getting the alpha and all that. I thought that was pretty cool that's going to be something that everyone thought you were going to have to wait until you pre-ordered it to get the alpha, or get the beta, I should say. But PlayStation is going to get...
Alpha. No, it's alpha.
No. The beta, I'm talking about later down the road. When they were talking about if you pre-order, you know, if you pre-order digitally, you get the beta and all that. No one hinted that, you know, hey, there is an alpha that's going to be out there. And when it was like, hey, start downloading it as of today and play it as of tomorrow. So I thought that was a cool little thing that they dropped in there for it.
Dope.
I'll be playing that at some point. Well, I may get to play a little bit of it tomorrow, but probably this weekend I'll have to jump into it a little bit harder. But other than that,
you kill yourself away from Avengers.
Hey, I've completely completed the campaign. So like 100% got the extra the super hard tower type thing. I ran through the whole thing and made it through without dying. Pretty dope. But I may be able to pull myself off for a little bit.
Hey Slim, where was you? Never mind. I ain't even gonna get on you about
Right,
you said you were
right.
jumping in the play with us yesterday, but
said-
then they never show up.
and I ended up starting watching TV.
I
Yeah.
said I don't want to talk about it.
Hey,
You
just did.
What did I say? He ain't jumping in here.
He did. He
Shut
did.
your
He was
mouth.
right.
Did you?
So
Okay,
you know
I
what? So let's talk about it because Perp Minor is saying in the comments on YouTube, he thinks the most important information they still haven't talked about is the SSD.
Oh, we won't get to that.
Here's the thing. They did talk about the SSDs in the original, like Mark Cerny fake
Yeah.
people showcase thing before they had ever shown what the box looked like.
Mm-hmm.
They talked about it in the speed that it had and so forth. But we're gonna talk a little bit, Jokes. If you want to bring up that image
Gotcha.
that I sent you from IGN. Actually, I want to thank Tony in the chat for sending this to us in the LS chat on Facebook. So if you look at this image, and I'm woo-wee. It's a comparison shot between the 4 consoles, right? So the Xbox Series X versus the PlayStation 5 disc, and the Xbox Series S versus the PS5 digital.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at what's there, I mean, they're very close, pound for pound, and we've known that. I mean, technically on paper, the Series X is a more powerful console than everything else. Obviously, in terms of the 4K capability, the Xbox Series S does not match
Mm-hmm.
the digital PS5 because essentially that's the exact same box, same
Right.
power, all that kind of stuff. What the Series S is missing is the ability to push that full 4K. So it's a 1440p box, which, you know, oddly enough, man, with Mixer being gone, Mixer was the only service where you could stream games in 4K. So if you're running on Twitch, unless Twitch announces something real soon, you can't stream in 4K anyway. And so I've actually been seeing a lot of people, man, a lot of blogs, a lot of influencers, a lot of gamers who stream on Twitch who are like, you know, that box is a great box for my setup because it's powerful. It says it can do the 60 to 120 hertz,
Mhm.
but only streams 1440p, and that's perfectly fine. So at the $299 price point, for the kind of power that it has, I would grab that joint just to make it my streaming box
Yeah.
because it's all I really need. It's technically on paper faster than the PlayStation 5,
Mm-hmm.
but doesn't have the graphic capability.
Really.
Here's the thing that's tricky.
Smart move.
That's what I was getting ready to talk about, Tony, is that I haven't seen anything that tells you how much storage is in the PlayStation 5 digital console yet.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That is the one thing that does scare me about trying to grab this digital one.
I
just
know.
because that's the only way you're going to be able to play a game. If that's how you choose. Is to like download it. If you're only putting a terabyte in there, we know how fast that goes up nowadays.
I mean, again,
Shoot, 512 at that matter. Even in the Series S, like 512 go super quick.
right.
Call of Duty
Series
almost
S
by
only has
itself.
a 512. But again, it's not doing 4K texture. So you're not using as much of the hard drive space as you would
Right.
if the PlayStation 5 digital is, let's say, a 512. Let's say it matches spec to spec what the size of the hard drive is. The likelihood that you're going to use up that space faster on the PS5 is higher. Just because it's a 4K box. And so it's going to have those textures. As a matter of fact, one of the things they talked about that could have been a mark against them, but they talked about how if you have the Series S, it does up-res the 4K. So you can run it on a 4K TV. And with the speed that the SSDs have, it can actually do it well enough that you probably can't really tell the difference. Not enough for it to be that big of a deal. But with all the games, the backwards compatibility games and stuff that are already in your library, those that did get that jump from like Xbox One to Xbox One X, where they added in the 4K texture packs and all that, the Series S doesn't run that. It runs the One S version of those because it doesn't do 4K, which means it's not downloading those additional texture packs, and therefore it doesn't need to use as much. However, it, just like the Series X, does have that slot on the back for that additional external hard drive that Microsoft has to deal with Seagate or whatever, which is still my biggest issue with what Microsoft is doing. Y'all know I don't like proprietary stuff like that. Just let me take a hard drive and plug it into the USB. Stop playing with it. And I feel like at some point you'll be able to do it. Sony has said once the SSDs are available to people, you will be able to use that as an external drive. Right now, the way it is, the way that the SSD reads, for you playing games that are actual Series X games or PlayStation 5 games, the way they need to read from the SSD, you can't do it fast enough from an external drive.
Right.
So you actually need to have those games installed on the internal hard drive, or you need to have Microsoft's proprietary.
Yeah.
And I don't like that.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I don't like it. And I'm hearing rumors that joint's going to run, for the 1 terabyte, is going to run like $250.
Nope. I'll be deleting and reinstalling things like crazy for that.
Hey, I might just get a 1S, a Series S.
Hey, listen, on facts, again, I might be getting both of those. But we'll see. Because I just buy the Series X outright and then just do the $25 a month plan for the other one.
True.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I really like the whole idea you brought up about like using it as a streaming box.
Right.
Like that's a really, really smart idea to use that thing for that. That's kind of dope.
I mean, again, a lot of people are talking about that. A lot of people, even if you hook it up to a monitor, I mean, a lot of people only running 1440 monitors. I mean, obviously, you can do 4K monitors, but again, you can't output the stream in anything higher than 1080.
Right.
Right.
So,
right, which makes it perfect. They're not streaming in 4K right now, so it's just,
right.
It's perfect. And for that price,
Kay, I mean, first of all, what up? Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the show. Appreciate you being here. You're right. I mean, yes, we're gonna add a hard drive. There's no doubt about that. But it is a matter of being able to add an external hard drive. Like all my other games are already on external hard drives anyway. So I'm just gonna unplug it and plug it in, and I'm ready to go. That's one of my favorite things about this is not having to re-download stuff when I get the box. I'm gonna bring it home and sit it down and start playing. Other than anything that's brand new that I have to, and because I'm already Game Pass and whatever, my stuff's gonna be pre-downloaded anyway. You know what I'm saying? So, with outside of like whatever up-resing extra texture pack stuff there might be for like Cyberpunk, which won't be out yet. When the boxes drop, it's not gonna matter. Assassin's Creed. Again, most of those games aren't gonna be ones that are truly taking advantage of what the PS5 or the Series X can do. So here's my other thing. Sony had a banger of a conference. It's been better than I think any conference that Microsoft has done all year, period. Hands down. They didn't give us any reason to buy a PlayStation 5. The people who were going to buy it were going to buy it anyway. If you were swaying, if you were on the fence or whatever, they didn't give you a reason to get one day one. They didn't give you a reason to rush to pre-order it. If you pre-ordered it, it's just because you was already going to do it anyway. There's nothing that happened in that showcase that was the kind of thing that was like, oh my goodness.
You got to have it right now.
Now I have to.
Yeah, even when they tried to do a little bit of the showing off the haptic feedback, which feels like, dude, like we still can't stop trying to sell us on that. Like we can't.
We don't really. I get it, but it's like,
like back in the day, when you go to GameStop and they have like the display of it sitting there, and you can actually go over and play a new joint real quick. Right, you can actually
just get that little demo and know what it is, know what it's about.
Yeah. We can't do that, so just stop trying to sell
it. Yeah, Perp, I do want to say that during that Mark Cerny conference, he did call out the fact that there will be external SSDs that you can use, and that just like with the PlayStation 4, supposedly you're going to be able to just swap the hard drives too to make it a bigger hard drive.
Cool.
That's been a thing since PlayStation 3. I don't think that Sony's going away from that, and I think that's a smart thing. But they did say that once those drives are going to be dumb expensive for quite some time.
Mm-hmm.
So, having USB 3 or higher that is an SSD with any type of actual decent space that you need for the size the games are going to be, it's not happening for a while anyway. So, and I hear you, Ellis, and that's my point. Like, you just needed to see the price and the date so they could tell you. So you could go ahead and drop that money because you already knew what you were doing. We've known, I knew what you were doing months ago. You know what I'm saying? So, on that note, let's talk about this pre-order business.
Oh, gosh.
Boy. All right, first and foremost, again.
While we were sitting there, I just got a message about it while we were sitting here.
I'm actually looking back and forth, like, because
Sony specifically said, we're not just going to drop, you're going to get a heads up. We're not just going to drop it on you. We're going to let you know so y'all have ample time to get ready for pre-order. And they lied to you. They straight up lied to you. And I'm going to tell you why they lied to you. Because they were not prepared for Microsoft to actually tell you price and when the pre-orders are going to go live. Them pre-orders was not supposed to go live yet. Now, they knew within this past week that they were going to make pre-orders go live. But even in the show, they were like, pre-orders going live tomorrow at midnight, Thursday, midnight. IGN posted it, Thursday, midnight. When them joints went live,
retailers didn't give a damn. Walmart kicked that off.
They just started trying to get them up there.
Dog.
But we got some inside track. We know that at least Best Buy was already like, we knew they was going to make the announcement. We were supposed to go live immediately as soon as they made the announcement, but we messed up. And there's a lot of mess up. I haven't seen anything about them having a second slot for a second internal SSD. I have not.
I doubt that.
Seen that. Okay, if you've seen that, by all means send me that. You know how to get a hold of me.
But that would that'd be amazing. But that will make sure everybody has enough notice, bro. That was the worst.
I mean, look, they honestly could have been like, pre-orders are going live Friday. I mean, it's Wednesday. They could have said pre-orders are going live Friday and just done it for Friday.
Friday would have been perfect. And I think
2 days heads up would have been fine. Microsoft gave you like a week and a half, 2 weeks. Like September 22nd, they going live. It does give me confidence that the pre-order process will be smoother.
Oh, absolutely.
But I do feel like Sony was back against the wall because, and I'm almost positive they had no intention of having that digital box be $100 cheaper than the disc box, because you're not going to tell me that there's $100 difference between those boxes just based on that disc. $50 maybe, but it ain't $100.
Mm-hmm. Another reason you gotta know about that hard drive space.
They was forced. That's exactly right. Mm-hmm. And that means that it could be that it was going to have a bigger hard drive, and they're probably changing the size of the hard drive to save some of the money they're going to lose.
Probably.
Now,
disgusting.
Here's what I will say. It is much smarter to take the hit on the digital PS5 and lose the money on the console sales there. And the reason for that is because with that console being all digital, Sony stands to make a lot more money on the actual game sales, because the majority of them are going to be sold directly from Sony's store. And so Sony is going to get a bigger cut of that money. So the traditional amount of money that they get when somebody buys at retails and picks up a couple extra discs, that then Best Buy or Target or Walmart gets a share of what that is, they're cutting that out. So unless you go to Amazon and you order a digital version of it, you know what I'm saying, or something like that, they stand to make a lot more money much faster, which I guarantee you is part of the reason why there was a push to move to the digital. For all of what people are saying about everybody don't have that kind of internet, everybody doesn't have that kind of bandwidth, think about the size these games are going to be in 4K, blah, blah, blah. Nah, Slim. We're trying to get this paper, and that money, they're gonna make so much more money from the digital sale than they will from disc sale. Not to mention what they save by not having to press discs and all that. Not that it's cheap to run servers,
Right.
but the servers exist anyway. It is what it is, right? So there's
Right.
more money to be there. What'd you say, Tony? I saw the GameStop letting you trade a console and get $200 off Series X. It could be.
I can tell you
I
now.
saw that there was something that GameStop is offering.
I 100% know what it is because I actually looked at it myself. So you
My
got to
man.
read the fine print. It says up to $200. Depending on the console that you trade in, it dictates how much you get. The
That sounds
200,
right.
it's got to be either an Xbox One X or a PS4 Pro. Like for me, I was thinking about trading in my One S. If you do the One S, it's like $125 or something like that. But it depends on the console that you actually trade in. But yes, you can get up to $200, but they ain't just gonna give you $200 for giving them like the OG Xbox One or something like that.
That makes sense. Can I tell you what I felt like should have been a strong part of the conference that wasn't?
What?
Whatever this fake PlayStation Plus PS5
Yeah.
thing is.
I kind of
Oh,
laughed at that.
The collection.
The collection, yep.
Yeah, we can ready talk about it. I'm gonna read from the blog post. So here's the other thing. Again, when I say, and look, this isn't just about Sony. Neither Sony or Microsoft has really given you a good reason
To
to
purchase
do a
the
day one purchase.
Mhm.
The game lineups are garbage. They just are. Like, or you can get them on something else. That's just what it
the
is.
first party lineup. are
Right.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, again, even with the other stuff that's available, very little of what's available from third party is an actual Series X version or PlayStation 5 version. Like, there's some there for sure. Like, there's a Madden one, and you know what I mean. But like,
Mhm.
Mhm.
Cyberpunk's joint ain't coming till sometime next year.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I'll upgrade that.
Here's
one.
what's crazy:
You don't see.
launch lineup. This is straight from the PlayStation blog. We are proud of the breadth of games being created for PS5, and it's our goal to continue filling our portfolio with new rich experiences from the most talented game creators in the industry. Today we shared a sneak peek at the following games coming to PS5. Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition,
Okay.
Okay.
Final Fantasy 16,
Sweet. We don't know when it's coming.
Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach.
I guess.
All right. Hogwarts Legacy,
Yes.
not
Not until next year.
exclusive, but coming next year. New God of War,
Sweet.
Okay.
Ragnarok.
Not getting it right now.
I'm with that, 100%. These newly revealed titles, along with the games we've shown previously, represent the best lineup we've ever seen in PlayStation history. First of all, is that true?
That's a lie.
All right.
I need him to ask Maury on
Games
that.
like Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales, Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, and Demon's Souls will launch alongside the console. Our own worldwide studios titles will be priced from $49.99 to $69.99. So that is technically the first confirmation
Mm-hmm.
that Sony does intend to have their first-party titles
Right.
$70.
possibly priced at $70.
Hmm.
That shit could still come from Microsoft, but right now that's like the first confirmation from a first party.
Mhm.
And we've
Right.
gotten some stuff from like Activision for 2K and stuff like that. So additionally, we know that the PS4 community will transition to PS5 at different times, and we're happy to announce PS4 versions of some of our exclusives. Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales, Sackboy: A Big Adventure, and Horizon Forbidden West will also launch on PS4. Again, straight up told us, we don't do that.
Right.
We don't believe in that. We're moving on to the new thing.
Somebody believed in it.
Yeah, them
But look,
numbers.
there's a couple things. One, probably there was some backlash. Two, they probably can't. There was not games industry. Bloomberg had an article that hit like at the very beginning of this week, saying that PlayStation had to reduce the amount of consoles they were putting out by like 4 million or something crazy
Yep.
like that. Like it was a lot of consoles. And there was a lot of stuff that Bloomberg, Jason Schreier moved over from Kotaku to Bloomberg. That dude does some solid work, man. Usually, if he says it, probably some truth in there somewhere. And of course, Sony did come back and say that's not true. You would never know for real. Like, there's no way to know for sure. But when you know you're not going to necessarily be able to get enough consoles out, and you have, again, such a high existing player base in the PlayStation 4, it just doesn't make sense to take something like Horizon 2, which is a full, like, Miles Morales isn't really a full game. Like, let's stop pretending it is. Horizon 2 is a full game that is a brand new IP that sold consoles for you. It is one of your highest selling first party titles ever, not to mention just on PS4.
Right.
You're going to lock people who played that game and are looking forward to the second one. You can't play it if you don't get a PlayStation 5. Who does that make sense to?
Somebody in that, probably at that table meeting, probably say exactly what you just said. Like, guys, does this make sense what we're doing right now? That we're going to possibly...
Somebody at some point thought it did.
And then it just, the light bulb went off. It's like, you know what? You right.
Hey, Kayshawn, they're supposed to be going live right now at 9 o'clock on Walmart.
Get on Walmart, because I'm on here right now. The links have been up.
Walmart right now.
The links have been up.
I'm there. There we go.
Oh, it's moving slow. Moving slow now.
It's on. Jump on it right now, Kayshawn, because it's 9 o'clock was the go time for them to have more on Walmart. Oh, and just slight trick. I want to holler at Ellis, put a heads up on this. Push come to shove, take a look at Sam's Club.
Ooh, that's actually one that...
Ellis hit me with a link earlier today. It looked like they still had some this morning. They the same company as Walmart. So just...
Oh, Walmart's website,
take a look there.
That joint has imploded. Like, it ain't loaded. Oh, yeah, it's imploded.
Oh, I believe it.
Just get on there and just sit. Like, I'm just going to let it...
Try to get what you can. Yeah, so look, they said that like 90... Well, here's what they said about backwards compatibility for PS4 to PS5. Specifically was that they had tested about 100 games. And that almost all of them, they were able to get to work.
That's crazy.
As far as backwards compatibility was concerned.
Yeah.
So let me finish where I was. So while these three games were designed to take advantage of PS5 and its unique next-gen features like the ultra-high-speed SSD and DualSense controller, PS4 owners will also be able to enjoy these experiences when they launch. Now, again, I want to remind you that they said they've been kind of pushing that button on Microsoft and been at the core of kind of pushing that you can't develop games that are going to actually take advantage of your more powerful console when people also have to develop for your lower-end console, which we know is not true because it's been like that on PC forever. Your PC don't have to be nowhere near as strong as somebody else's PC, and the game will run and work just fine.
Oh, look at that. Looks like...
Did you get it?
It's over. I got in, and that bad boy is like out of stock.
Is it really?
Crazy. You want to know what's crazy? My basket... Yeah, my basket actually had a discless and a disc one in the cart together. I guess probably when I was on there beforehand, and it actually kept it. So I technically almost able to check. I could check out with 2 PlayStation 5s.
Hey, listen, Kaylon is sending me some of this information about this second hard drive, which I technically can't stop right this second to do it, but I will definitely look into it momentarily.
So, to those people that got those Walmart PS5s just now, you just got so lucky.
Yeah, site crashed. I mean, listen, I wish y'all the best of luck. Somebody check Sam's Club.
It's not there.
It's not there?
No.
They probably took them all from Sam's and probably gave us like, hey, Walmart, go ahead and just y'all sell them yourself. Yep, it completely changed. It completely changed now to out of stock. It will let you get to the page, but it's like it's gone. So just in that matter of all of 10 seconds, they probably had like one console left. And they just said, just put it out there. Just let them fight for it.
The reality of it is, it's probably a lot of bots sniping them joints up.
Absolutely.
You won't see them on eBay in a minute.
Oh, they already are. No, they already are.
I had the joint, and there was an error in processing it. So I just keep hitting try again. I don't want to close the window Just try.
No, don't, because I
See what
bet
happens,
you
man.
it'll randomly show up. Because apparently before this Walmart went up, apparently GameStop website actually was showing it as well too, like for a split second. But it came up and it went out. But I believe
Hey.
it was only their bundles. You know how GameStop does.
I
Apparently
know.
the bundles went up, but not the individual consoles.
I mean,
Yeah, it crashed at
Still, you
checkout.
want
That's the
one?
worst.
yeah.
Oh.
Sorry, Kayshawn.
They changed the message, so now it says we are restocking inventory. Check back again later. That's a first.
Hey, listen, why y'all doing that? I just want y'all to know this is crack, bruh.
Oh, I
Oh,
almost
yeah.
This is crack, bro. Just straight marshmallows. I'm gonna be so energized tonight.
my man about
Um,
to have that energy.
So listen, this says the PS4 digital versions of launch games include a free upgrade on both PS5 consoles, while the PS4 disc versions of these games include a free upgrade on the PS5 with Ultra Blu-ray disc drive. So you can do it disc with disc. So here's what I want to talk about. For PlayStation Plus members, we'll have a special new offering on PS5, the PlayStation Plus Collection.
Okay.
PS5 owners with PS Plus will be able to download and play a curated library of PS4 games that defined the generation, like Batman Arkham Knight, Bloodborne, Fallout 4, God of War, Monster Hunter World, Persona 5, and many more. The PS Plus collection will be an added benefit to the existing PS4 benefits that PS Plus members receive for single subscription price. So let's talk about this. Because hey, you terrible, Ellis. But listen, I'm glad you got yours. You know what I mean? I am. I'm really glad you got yours.
Don't let it get canceled.
Yeah. Look, the PlayStation Plus collection is clown town to me.
I know.
But
I agree.
it was one of the first things that Sin said to me was, at least they got to answer the Game Pass. No, they don't.
No, they don't.
This is not an answer to the Game Pass.
I'm not saying it's the answer. It's their answer to it.
That's not even an
No,
answer.
not-
That's just something they just
No,
did.
not-
That's
What this is their answer to backwards compatibility. This is not an answer to Game Pass. PlayStation Now, which has been mysteriously been very quiet about. So I do think they got something baking.
Okay.
They didn't talk at all, though, about backwards compatibility for PS3 and earlier. Just 4, which is cool. But again, we don't think y'all want that. We don't believe in that. You gotta jump to the new joint. But at some point, you gotta take a page out of Nintendo's book and look at how Nintendo is charging people for the nostalgia.
Yeah.
So do me a favor, Joe. As a person who works at Best Buy, like I did, like Ellis did, what do the pre-orders look like for the Mario 3D All-Stars joint coming out tomorrow?
So, a friend of mine actually sent me a picture and took all the pre-orders up front. So, literally 5 boxes worth. And at first, I was like, oh, these are just all the copies of the game. So no. So apparently, at my particular location, there's like 150 pre-orders that are sitting up front as of right now.
150 pre-orders at one location for 3 games that all of these people have already played. You gonna try to tell me nostalgia doesn't matter, backwards compatibility doesn't matter, nobody uses it, it ain't doing anything, there's no point, there's no reason.
That's what matters.
Sony, you're based in Japan,
I think it
where
matters even
Nintendo
more.
is based.
I think it matters even more. Nostalgia gaming just as our generation came into gaming, kind of where it started, and as we're getting older now, you want to share those with your kids. And you have like, no, this was a game I used to play. Being able to go find it in an online store somewhere is great. But oh, let's download this and play it. I used to love this coming up, and beautiful. And this
I
shape
remember we were playing Castle Crashers the other day, like 2 weeks ago. You know how old that joint is?
scared to ask.
Look it up. You in front of the computer?
That was 360.
You on refresh time?
That's
Look
360
up how
right
old that
there.
joint is. Huh? Huh? Yeah, 360. Original joint.
Good God. 2012 is when the article was, which means, yeah, 2012, September.
So let's talk about that for a second. Nobody wants backwards compatibility. Nobody plays those games. Nobody cares. 8 years ago. That's your entire high school life and your entire college life. You was in middle school when that joint came out, and now you a college graduate, and you ain't supposed to have nostalgia for a joint from 2012. Nostalgia is Mario. This is the 35th anniversary of Mario Bros.
Hey.
Jokes.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Slim, Mario older than you, dog.
Hey.
That's the real. Oh, snap. Oh, snap.
What you just got?
We chopped up for a minute. We good? Are we good?
We good.
We're good. We're good. We're good.
I don't know. Y'all froze up on me for a second.
Over.
Oh. Keishan, you're right. Backwards compatibility is a real thing. Ellis, backwards compatibility doesn't matter. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater makes me expect people to remaster them for me. Hey, listen.
That's on facts. A lot of games at this point now like that.
Sure, but every game.
Let me clarify for you though, Ellis, that it is the fact that backwards compatibility is a thing that is telling people that it's worth it to spend the money and time doing remasters. Period. Because there is actual data to show that people are going back and playing those games. Just go back and look at what happened to the servers when Black Ops 2 went live on backwards compatibility on Xbox One.
Blew up.
People want it. And there's tons of new stuff to play. They want to go back and play it. Look at how many people are still playing like CSGO.
Mm-hmm.
That joint's garbage. For all intents and purposes. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so much new.
They're putting out the Mass Effect trilogy.
We hope. Well, once, and we may be getting it again. I hope they do that.
I mean, listen.
Hey, look, I completely plan on when it drops. I plan on going through it again.
Oh, same here.
Woo! Me too. Yeah. And people hate Mass Effect 3.
What? I love all three of them.
I think it's just because of the ending. Just because of the ending. Like the game itself I thought the story was fine.
The ending is kind of important. Not just for that game, but it's also the ending to the trilogy. So like we're not going.
That's a whole.
You can't sell the importance of the ending. And Castle Crashers 2 would be fire.
It would be.
I don't think we ever get it though. Because I feel like if they was gonna do it, they'd have been did it.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't like they ain't been making games and making money.
Still, that's
all. They just been gave us a Castle Crashers 2.
That is it.
So I want y'all. Here is PlayStation 5 launch day games from SIE Worldwide Studios.
Mm-hmm.
Sony Interactive Entertainment Worldwide Studios. Astro's Playroom.
Comes with it.
Which is pre-installed on the PS5.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody gets that one. Everybody gets one. Demon Souls. Destruction All-Stars. Do me a favor. Somebody in the chat tell me what Destruction All-Stars is. Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales. Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales Ultimate Edition. I mean, I know it's 2 SKUs, but let's not really pretend like that's 2 games. Like, it's really not.
Does besides just does it come with like?
Well, again, the Ultimate Edition comes with the first Spider-Man
game.
It was just a combination of the 2 games, nothing extra.
I mean, there might be a little something more, but
that's pretty much all they said.
And then Sackboy: A Big Adventure. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games. We're going to go with 4 games because I'm not really ready to call Astro's Playroom a game. I'm going to call it a demo, a tech demo for the controller. Was anybody able to tell me what Destruction All-Stars is? Because I don't know.
No, I think Tony was that like.
Isn't that game that they showed in one of the pad state of plays? driving around in like an arena, people running around and jumping on off of cars and stuff. Is that
You
it?
got it.
That's it.
Right. That joint that should have just been a new Twisted Metal, but isn't.
We need it.
So nobody's buying that joint.
No. When it shows up in Plus one day and I can download it for free, I'll download it then. But that's it.
For real. For real.
Walmart may be about to put some Jones back up. They just changed that John and put the link, the actual clickable link. So they may be about to switch that John again. So if you're trying to get one,
All right, so y'all get ready.
someone go ahead. And,
That clickable link been there.
no, it wasn't. No, it had the box about where we're restocking soon or something like that. Like they literally took that away. So it's a get in stock alert one now. So
Yeah.
it switched. So they may be about to do something.
Did that refresh.
Just it.
So even in the PlayStation blog where they call out the PS5 specifications, they don't call out the SSD difference. If I was going by this, I would think that the hard drive size is the same, 825 gigs, because the rest of it's being used for whatever, the UI and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
Probably actually Astro's Playroom. I guess you have to count that. It's pre-installed.
You got a point? Got a point?
So, because I saw a lot of people kind of giving some hubbub about like, well, the Xbox has a terabyte. Why is it only 825? I mean, 275 gigs is a lot of space. But, yeah, I mean, I hope it's the same space. Because you just need it more with the digital. I really do.
Yeah.
Be nice. I mean, I'd if they even they made like that $50 price difference instead of being like $399 and $499, if they just still left it only at $50 and then gave it like a bigger hard drive in there, I'd have been cool with that without the drive in there. Like they just
Correct.
it just makes sense.
Yeah, but they can't afford to do that. They can't afford
course.
to do that. You can't have that much of a differentiator in price between the Series S and the all-digital PS5. Because you also have to keep in mind that, look, there are going to be people. Call of Duty is on the day one list. I mean, that's not a SIE joint, but it is one of the. It's a launch title. Call of Duty is for sure. Ellis.
I'm Shay.
What's up, Shay? We doing well. Thanks for stopping by. So look, we're gonna wrap this up in a second. I want everybody to have their opportunities to just spend the rest of the night trying to get themselves a PlayStation 5. Because it's probably gonna be like that.
Yeah, it ain't
I
gonna
look,
happen.
man, I don't think the Series V is real.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen.
I don't think so either.
Not at this
I don't
point,
think it's real.
Yeah.
because Microsoft.
Because I think if it was real, yesterday would have been the day to say so.
Yep. And at this point, with Microsoft trying
What
to
if
be
they had
like,
to do it today?
Microsoft being like, we're gonna do things right. We're gonna tell you certain things. Like, I don't think they would just go out there and just try to throw that whole console out there right now. So, yeah.
No.
Here's the
no.
thing. I think that with constraints being as tight as they are, it's already kind of crazy pushing it, trying to do two different versions of consoles when manufacturing is as difficult as it is, and getting chips and stuff like that is as difficult as it is. It just makes it really hard for me to imagine that they are planning three consoles and planning to put out three consoles, and that you're going to be able to get any of them, let alone. Like, it already sounds like they're going to be a
I would say there will be three coming out, but they still got the other two they got to keep a supply on the shelf.
I mean, not really, because they already said they would stop
Yeah, the
production.
One X and the One S is done. They're done.
It's- The One X is done. It's the One S that they're going to keep making.
So if you find one of them on the shelf and you get it, you lucky. 'Cause-
Yeah. One X is a wrap. So, you know, it does remain to be seen. It would not surprise me if Sony stops making PlayStation 4s and only does PlayStation 4 Pros.
The PS4 is back up. I mean, PS5 is back up on Walmart right now.
Go for it, y'all. Go for it, y'all.
It says
PS5 is back
pre-order.
up on Walmart
But guess
right
what
now.
it's doing? It's airing out.
It's got out of stock.
Yeah.
But you know what probably happened? Is they probably started going through and getting rid of some of those bot orders that they already knew. So now they're starting to put some of them back in the inventory. Because you know,
that could be a thing.
because you know, people's bots probably ate that junk all the way up.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh, as fast as it went, yeah.
Of course, it took it out my cart. Like I had that junk already in the cart. Ironically, like I still have GameStop. I managed to get one in the cart, and it actually is letting me keep it in the cart. So if they ever decided to just let that one go back live again, I just got to hit checkout. So I would be a little bit ahead of the game.
I wish
on
you
it.
the best of luck. Shay, that's what's up. Congratulations on getting monetized. Shoot us a message. Shoot us a direct message on Facebook or something somewhere. Hey, Ellis, you ain't got no bots, bro. Actually, you probably got bots.
I know.
I don't know why you said that. Ellis probably got the most bots. Hey, look. I do really wish everybody the best luck trying to get their hands on it. I know it's tough. You know, I want everybody who wants to get one to be able to get one. That's really what it should be. So hopefully everybody can.
If not, oh well, I'll get it when I find it.
Same here.
I mean, that's real.
Like I want one.
I think what's going to happen is probably Ratchet and Clank is probably a February or a March game, and I think that's when they're going to do a big push. Because that's the one game that everybody's really talking about coming from them. They're like, this is the joint that's taking power, you know, is the PS5. And if they turn around and say that joint coming on PS4, you know they lie.
Oh, that'd be...
They saying they can't do that game without the power of the SSD. So, you know, that would really be the joint. When they hopefully get to a point where they can start to stock them regularly, or they can kind of get back on their feet as far as being able to get them in front of people, that will be the perfect game to be like, hey, grab your PS5 and this Ratchet and Clank. This can't be done any other way. And technically, it is the best representation of what next gen is supposed to be. Period. Across both consoles. Right now.
That's probably the perfect time to get my PlayStation because you know I'm a fan of this franchise.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes, you are.
Yeah. You know, it probably dropped that joint on Valentine's Day. A lot of days.
Walmart just switched again, so it now says we're restocking inventory. Check back again later. So it looks like they may be doing this in waves. It seems maybe just So folks, you may be up all night long if Walmart is really doing it this way, but
I mean, I might be up, but I'm be on Avengers. So with that, man, we're gonna wrap this up. Listen, it's always been real. We appreciate you guys tuning in. You know, look for us to talk some regular old nerd stuff next week. Cutscenes will be back next week, and I'm sure we're gonna have some stuff to say because 22nd.
Hey,
that thing coming.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy, let's see what happens. With that, man, we're gonna wrap this one up. Make sure y'all follow us across all social media. Look, we're trying to get this Instagram up to 10,000 followers, so do us a favor. If you know anybody who likes our stuff or might enjoy it, just, you know, share it to them, ask them to follow. We greatly appreciate it. With that, we are out. Toodles and loos. What it do, snackers and snackettes? Did you like what you just saw? Would you like to help us grow? Here's what you can do. Shoot over to patreon.com/loading snacks. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe on your favorite platform of choice. Appreciate you.